They tell us history is made by presidents, generals, and men with powdered wigs who never skipped leg day. But what if I told you that most of American history was actually made by people who never made it into the textbook pictures? Let me ask you something. When was the last time your name showed up in a history book? Exactly. And yet, you're living history right now. That's what A People's History of the United States is really about. The story of America told from the ground up, not the top down. So let's rewind. Picture early America, not the clean, shiny version with patriotic music playing in the background. I mean the messy one. The one full of farmers, enslaved people, factory workers, women told to stay quiet, immigrants who barely spoke the language, and Native Americans watching their land disappear like snacks at a Super Bowl party. Traditional history books usually start with powerful leaders saying big speeches. A people's history starts with regular people asking a simple question. Why is this so unfair? And why do a few people keep winning? Take Christopher Columbus. In school, he's often presented like a brave explorer who accidentally bumped into America while looking for spices. In reality, the people already living there didn't exactly throw him a welcome party. For them, Columbus didn't discover anything. He invaded. Imagine someone breaking into your house, rearranging the furniture, and then claiming they discovered your living room. That's kind of how it felt. As America grew, so did the gap between the powerful and everyone else. Rich landowners made laws, poor workers paid the price, and whenever regular people pushed back, they were usually told to sit down, be grateful, and stop complaining. But here's the thing. They didn't stop. Enslaved people resisted in ways both loud and quiet. Sometimes it was open rebellion. Other times it was learning to read in secret, slowing down work, or holding on to culture when everything else was taken away. That resistance doesn't always make headlines, but it shaped the nation just as much as any famous speech. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution. Factories everywhere. Machines everywhere. Workers? Exhausted. Kids working longer hours than your phone battery lasts today. People were losing fingers, lungs, and sometimes their lives just to survive. Meanwhile, factory owners were counting profits like they were collecting Pokemon cards. So workers did something wild for the time. They organized. They went on strike. They demanded weekends, safer jobs, and wages that could actually buy food. And every time they did, they were called dangerous, ungrateful, or un-American. Funny how asking not to die at work is considered radical. Women, too, were told their place was at home, until they decided to leave that place and demand the right to vote. And no, it wasn't polite tea-time activism. It was protests, arrests, hunger strikes, and being mocked relentlessly. Imagine fighting for basic rights while people say, "Relax, it's not that serious." Spoiler alert, it was serious. Then there's war. We're often told wars are fought for freedom and honor. A people's history asks, freedom for who? Honor for who? Because while politicians debated strategy, it was usually working-class people and minorities sent to fight, bleed, and come back changed, if they came back at all. The civil rights movement didn't magically happen because the country suddenly became nicer. It happened because ordinary people got tired of being treated as less than human. Students sat at lunch counters. Workers boycotted buses. Families risked their lives just to vote. They weren't superheroes. They were people who were scared and acted anyway. And that's the heartbeat of this history. Not perfect heroes, not flawless victories, just regular people pushing back against systems stacked against them. The big takeaway? Progress didn't come from the kindness of those in power. It came from pressure, from protest, from people refusing to accept that's just how it is. If there's light humor in all this, it's realizing that the people once called troublemakers are now celebrated as heroes. The same actions that got people arrested back then are now quoted on posters and coffee mugs. History has a funny way of changing its mind. So next time you hear history described as something finished, something locked in the past, remember this. The story of America has always been written by people who were told they didn't matter, until they proved they did.